I don't hear from you in nearly a week, and you bring this to my house?
The fuck do you mean by this?
I'm sorry, Bob.
Mr. Davis, it still doesn't explain why you would bring them to my place. Please get off my property.
Fuck your piece of shit property.
I told you to back off.
Hey, you might be able to fight, but you're not gonna be able to block a bullet. So you back the fuck off.
Hey. What's up?
The story unfolds in Mexico, around a man named Bryant, a dedicated construction worker. He resides in a secluded house, where each morning he devotes time to physical training and martial arts practice. Unbeknownst to him, a teenager named Oscar secretly observes his movements from a distance. This routine becomes a daily ritual for Oscar, who is a third-year high school student on the brink of graduation. As Bryant spends his afternoons laboring at construction sites, Oscar navigates the challenges of teenage life, particularly the looming presence of a gang known as L-17. Among its members is Flacco and his fellows, who often intimidates Oscar. Determined to avoid confrontation, Oscar cleverly hides from them whenever possible. One day, while enjoying a meal at a local restaurant, Bryant notices Oscar concealing himself from Flacco and the gang. Later that evening, Flacco and his crew visit Oscar, revealing a shocking truth. Oscar's biological brother, Hector, is the leader of L-17 but is currently incarcerated.
Oh. You ever disrespect L-17 again?
Sorry?
This pistol will be the last thing you ever hear, bitch.
Sorry for disrespecting.
I would have shot your ass. If your brother was an L-17 captain, for the gas I wasted on you, bitch.
The next morning, as Oscar once again trails Bryant during his practice, the older man catches him in the act. Rather than scold him, Bryant offers to teach Oscar the fundamentals of martial arts, recognizing the potential within him. Thus begins a new chapter in Oscar's life as he trains under Bryant's guidance. During their training sessions, Oscar inquires about Bryant's motivations for teaching him. Bryant explains that he had witnessed Oscar being chased by gangsters and believes that with training, Oscar could learn to defend himself. Their bond strengthens as they work together. However, their peaceful routine is disrupted when Flacco arrives unexpectedly in a car, accompanied by Hector. Hector is less than pleased to see his younger brother associating with Bryant, whom he suspects might be an undercover cop. He warns Oscar to stay away from Bryant moving forward. Defiant yet determined, Oscar seeks out an MMA and boxing gym in hopes of pursuing his dream of becoming a professional boxer. At the gym, he meets Marisol, the owner's daughter. Unfortunately, due to his age, he is unable to register without a guardian's signature. One night, Oscar attends a free boxing match with Hector and his gang. The event features an undefeated fighter known as the Collector. Inspired by the challenge, Oscar boldly climbs into the ring to face the Collector.
Are you kidding me? What the fuck are you doing?
Hey.
To everyone's surprise, he performs exceptionally well, earning Hector's pride and Flacco's newfound respect. The following day brings tension when Oscar arrives at Bryant's home with members of L-17. Bryant is furious, he hasn't heard from Oscar in a week and now finds himself confronted by gangsters. Hector insists that he only wants Bryant to continue training Oscar, hoping to mold him into a professional fighter. However, Bryant firmly declines, demanding that they never return to his home.
Now please get off my property.
You don't even know how much money I'm offering you.
Hector, please. Hey,
Back off.
what do we have here? Hey, is this a closet?
I told you to back off.
Hector attempts to intimidate Bryant by brandishing a gun, but in a swift turn of events, Bryant asserts his authority and tells them all to leave. The scene shifts to a lawyer named Piero, who is enjoying a round of golf when he receives an urgent call about a video that has just been sent to him. Upon viewing the footage, he is taken aback and rushes off to meet his client. The narrative shifts to a prison where a notorious mafia boss named Sonny Kilbin resides. At that moment, Sonny is escorted to a meeting room to see his lawyer, Piero. During their meeting, Piero presents a video that has recently gone viral on social media. It showcases a young fighter named Oscar and his impressive moves, which are rooted in the martial arts techniques taught to him by Bryant. As Sonny watches the footage, he realizes that Bryant has been on his radar for quite some time. Seizing the opportunity, Sonny instructs Piero to hire the most formidable hitman available to track down Bryant. Meanwhile, the scene transitions to Marisol's father's MMA gym, where Oscar and his brother Hector arrive to register for training. Shortly after their arrival, they are approached by two twin men named Ivan and Vlad, who claim to be boxing promoters. They reveal that they had seen Oscar's viral fight video and express interest in recruiting him. One of the twins shows Oscar a picture of Bryant, asking if he is his teacher. However, Hector quickly intervenes, insisting that they leave his brother alone. Once the twins depart, Hector shares his suspicions with Oscar, suggesting that they do not appear to be legitimate boxing promoters but rather hitmen searching for Bryant. Alarmed by the possibility of danger for Bryant, Oscar pleads with Hector to inform him about the twins' inquiry. Reluctantly, Hector agrees to accompany Oscar and Marisol to Bryant's house. Upon arriving at Bryant's home, Marisol and Oscar head inside to find him while Hector waits in the car with his two companions. Oscar warns Bryant about the twin men searching for him, describing their appearance. To Oscar's surprise, Bryant recognizes them as the most ruthless hitmen in America. Instinctively, Bryant orders Marisol and Oscar to retreat inside, convinced that the twins are already nearby. When Bryant instructs Hector and his men to join them inside, chaos erupts as they are suddenly ambushed. Hector's companions are shot dead. Inside the house, Hector confronts Bryant, demanding to know who he truly is and why he is being hunted by the twins. In response, Bryant reveals that he is a special police captain who has served with both the LAPD and the DEA. His mission has been to dismantle high-profile mafia operations, which ultimately led to Sonny's arrest. Although Sonny is now imprisoned, his men have relentlessly pursued Bryant for years. Confused about how the twins discovered his whereabouts, Bryant considers the possibility that they learned of him through Oscar's viral fight video. Realizing the imminent threat posed by the hitmen, Bryant resolves to confront them directly.
Hey. What's up? It's not gonna happen. He's gone.
He interrogates one of the captured assailants about whether Sonny had sent them. When the man refuses to speak, Bryant resorts to pouring gasoline on him while threatening to ignite it. However, despite this intimidation tactic, the man remains silent and chooses to set himself ablaze instead. Returning inside, Bryant urges Hector and the others to leave immediately, fearing that more hitmen may be lurking outside. He leads them through a hidden tunnel beneath his bed to facilitate their escape from the presumed attackers. As they navigate the dark passageway, Bryant recounts a harrowing experience involving his wife, who was once tortured by Sonny's men. Fortunately, he managed to rescue her at that time. However, fearing for her safety, he staged a domestic violence scenario that led her to seek a divorce. This ruse allowed him to keep her safe while he went into hiding. Upon reaching the tunnel's exit, Bryant instructs Oscar and the others to flee without delay while he plans to return to the house. However, as he arrives back home, he discovers that corrupt police officers, sent by Sonny, are already waiting there, ready to finish what was started. Now, only these two officers remained, seemingly cornered by him. However, in a surprising turn of compassion, Bryant chose not to finish them off. Instead, he let them go. The following day, Hector and his men returned to Bryant's house, only to find that he had already vacated the premises. Unbeknownst to them, Bryant had meticulously cleaned up the aftermath of the previous night's violence, leaving no trace of the chaos that had unfolded. Later, while Hector was with his crew, they were ambushed. In an instant, several of his men were taken out, and Hector was captured and brought to a remote location for interrogation. Once there, Alex demanded to know Bryant's whereabouts. Hector, however, insisted he had no idea where Bryant was, claiming that he wasn't even friends with him. Skeptical of Hector's answer, Alex ordered his men to sever Hector's ear as punishment for his supposed deceit. Just then, Bryant made a dramatic entrance. Alex taunted him, suggesting that he should have killed him when he had the chance, asserting that such an opportunity would never come again. But Bryant retorted confidently that he still had many chances left, and in a swift motion, he shot Alex dead. With his gun now empty, Bryant fled the scene as Alex's men pursued him relentlessly. A brutal confrontation ensued atop a nearby hill, where Bryant fought valiantly against the attackers. After dispatching them, he returned to rescue Hector from captivity. Realizing the danger still lurking around them, Bryant decided to drive Hector home. Meanwhile, Oscar and Mary Soul approached Bryant's house to confirm whether he had truly left. Suddenly, they were ambushed by a group claiming to be DEA agents.
Oscar!
Their leader, Eric, a subordinate of Bryant's, attempted to defuse the situation. He explained that he had trained in the same martial arts techniques that Bryant had taught Oscar. Concerned for Bryant's safety, Eric inquired about his whereabouts, emphasizing that the hitmen would continue their pursuit. Oscar admitted he didn't know where Bryant was either, he had come merely to verify his absence. In light of the ongoing threat, Eric's team took Oscar and Mary Soul under protective custody for their safety. Meanwhile, as Bryant drove Hector home, Hector couldn't help but ask how Bryant managed to dismantle a high-profile mafia organization led by a police general like Sonny Kilbin. Bryant replied candidly that it hadn't been easy, it took him 12 years to uncover Sonny's crimes. Moreover, he revealed that he had spent 7 years infiltrating the mafia under the guise of one of their own. Back with Oscar, a sense of unease washed over him as he sensed something was amiss with Eric. In a moment of urgency, he secretly contacted Hector to inform him that he and Mary Soul were being taken by DEA agents, one of whom was named Eric. Upon hearing Eric's name, Bryant's surprise was palpable. Eric was a former subordinate who had now defected to Sonny's men. Just then, Eric swiftly snatched Oscar's cell phone and hurled it into the street, an act that made Hector and Bryant realize the gravity of the situation. Oscar and Mary Soul would almost certainly be taken hostage by Eric's crew. The scene shifted to Sonny's lawyer, who was in the company of Cesar Valdez, a Mexican mafia boss and business partner of Sonny's. Valdez had suffered significant losses since Sonny's imprisonment. Shortly thereafter, Eric arrived with Oscar and Mary Soul in tow. The lawyer proceeded to explain to Valdez their intentions and goals. It became clear that the lawyer aimed to lure Bryant to Valdez's territory, setting the stage for an ambush. Valdez, already aware of Bryant's formidable skills, was furious at the suggestion. He had no desire for his establishment to be destroyed as a result of this reckless plan. However, recognizing the inevitability of the situation, Valdez begrudgingly agreed to the scheme, but only if Sonny would pay him $20 million. Oscar was then given a cell phone to inform his brother that both he and Mary Soul were being held at Valdez's location. Meanwhile, Hector and Bryant were assembling with all members of L-17, strategizing their plan to rescue Oscar and Mary Soul. In a decisive move, several members of L-17 disguised themselves as Mexican police and infiltrated Valdez's territory, leading to a fierce gunfight. Meanwhile, Hector and Bryant entered through the back door, swiftly neutralizing the guards inside. Inside Valdez's stronghold, news of heavy casualties among his men reached Valdez, igniting his fury towards the lawyer, whom he promptly killed in a fit of rage. Oscar and Marisol found themselves bound in a room under the watchful eye of one of Valdez's men. However, in a moment of resourcefulness, Oscar managed to untie himself and knocked him out. Back with Hector and Bryant, they pressed deeper into the compound, continuing their relentless assault on Valdez's men. At that moment, Oscar encountered Eric, and a tense duel ensued. Unfortunately for Oscar, Eric managed to seize a gun, but just as he was about to finish him off, Marisol intervened by shooting Eric in the legs. Seizing the opportunity, Bryant rushed in and quickly extricated them from danger. However, as they attempted to escape, Valdez launched an attack with his gun. Fortunately, Hector was there to subdue Valdez from behind. Later that night, the FBI arrived at Valdez's location, which had now been secured. Among them was Bryant's wife, who had been separated from him for years. In an emotional reunion, Bryant finally embraced his wife once more, marking a poignant end to a harrowing ordeal. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more recaps. Until next time, have a wonderful day.